Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Shinelikeadiamond.initiative. And today we have visited another center again, and this one is APDK, which stands for Association for the Physically Disabled of Kenya. And this has been going for many years. As I've got the director here, who's going to tell us more about it once he introduces himself. But they've been doing major work, an amazing, great job within the community. They've changed lives, and as you know, my platform is about uplifting anyone who's doing a lot of work within the community to change a life at a time. And you can see I'm here with my boy again as we are about to go out and venture into APDK. So the director is going to tell us more about himself, including introducing his name. Mr. Director.
Thank you. Um, my name is Anthony Zuki. I am the Chief Executive Officer of the Association for the Physically Disabled of Kenya, otherwise known as APDK. Um, APDK began in 1958. That's a while ago. And it was founded by three directors. Um, Two of them were actually from the UK, although they were staying here in Kenya. And there was a Kenyan, or there is still one of Kenyans who was part of that and is still alive. He's called Dr. Honorable Mundi Awori, who grew up to become the Vice President of this country. Now, the whole idea of starting the Association for the Physically Disabled of Kenya was motivated by the way people with disability were suffering. And as you can imagine, in 1958, if we have stigma for persons with disabilities today, that time it was even worse, because people used to have those kind of ideas that if somebody has a disability, maybe it's a curse from God. They used to have all sorts of names, like they would be called Kiwete, that means, physically handicapped or handicapped person. And it was really bad. At the same time, Kenya was also going through the mm, struggle for independence, and there were a lot of people who were actually getting hurt and, maimed and, suffering disability because of that. It was also a kind of immediately after the Second World War, where we had a lot of people who had suffered casualties who had came back in Kenya as the soldiers who had gone to fight, and they were really living very miserable lives. So the whole idea of starting APDK was to do rehabilitation for persons with disabilities. And when the directors introduced the association to the government then, which was of course the colonial government, they were very highly received, and the government welcomed that idea. And from then, actually, APDK started working very closely with the government. Even today, we work very closely with the government to deliver our services. Our services, as I said, are rehabilitation services. And we do all sorts of things here, as maybe you will walk around, you'll see them, where we get specialists in rehabilitation attending to persons with disabilities so that they can have a better life and be integrated properly in the society. We have orthopedic technicians, we have physiotherapists, we have occupational therapists, and we also have a component that we do that has to do with nutrition for people with disability. We really have a very serious bias for children, because we believe children actually are the future of tomorrow. Our future rather, we don't discriminate against adults as well, but children form the base of, or the greatest number of our clients, so that they can actually become early, rehabilitated to be able to be integrated. And we also do programs on education, because we believe once somebody has been integrated, has been rehabilitated, the next thing, if it's a child, is to go to school and be able to attend to school programs. If it's an adult, we also have programs that deal with livelihoods, that is building their capacity to be able to, earn a living, because people with disability, unfortunately, are the poorest in the society. So APDK has that kind of a comprehensive way of making sure that you have been rehabilitated, maybe given an assistive device, then you are given skills on livelihood. If it is a child, they are integrated in education. Another thing that APDK does and has been doing for a very long time is production of assistive devices. APDK is known for production of wheelchairs. I think, without fear of contradiction, we are the greatest producers of, the biggest producers of wheelchairs locally in the country, and we are known all over. Our wheelchairs are known all over, and we produce many different types of wheelchairs depending on the needs of the child or of the adult. And what we do is we don't just give an assistive device, we make sure that the person is well assessed and given an appropriate device. So that in a nutshell is what APDK does. We don't work alone. As I said, we really have a lot of partnership with the government. Yeah. And the government recognizes us by giving us, you know, um, activities to produce, for example, wheelchairs for persons with disabilities who live out in the country, because a lot of persons with disabilities live in the rural areas, and they still live very miserable lives, because some of them still crowd. They have got very difficult life, and the government tries through what we call the National Council for Persons with Disabilities to distribute, to fabricate, or to actually help us to fabricate wheelchairs for those people, and they are distributed to them. We also have other partners, like we've been working with an organization called Christian Blind Mission that has been with us since 1981. And that organization also helps us to make production of devices and also do other related programs, like programs on education, programs on livelihoods, which are targeted to persons with disabilities. We have other, partners like Kindernoth Hilfe, or we call them KNH. We have another organization called 100% for Children. We have Cheshire Disability Services Kenya. These are organizations that partner with us, and the government is a big partner for APDK also. So we require quite a number of partners, because one of the things is that a wheelchair is not cheap, or assistive devices are not cheap. And now that I said persons with disabilities, most of them live in poverty, they can't very easily afford these devices without support from well-wishers. And that is why those partnerships to us really matter quite a lot, because then we are able to distribute devices to persons who need them. Another thing that APDK does is to voice and to talk about the life of persons with disability and why they should really be included in society. So we have an advocacy, a very strong advocacy program. I think one of my colleagues will talk a lot about programs, and he will talk a lot about that. And we also, again, assist the government and the ministries of the government, relevant ministry of government, to come up with policies, because we have grown to be like uh, experts in matters of disability. So when they want to do like any maybe policy on inclusion or anything that has to do with disability, APDK is one of the to go to organizations to actually support the government in that, and we are highly recognized for that. I think if you look at most of the documentation in this country that has to do with disability, you will not miss APDK in there, because this is what we have been doing for a long time. Recently, for example, we got funding by the government through the National Council to provide therapy services for children with developmental issues or milestones, like autism. And when you are walking around, you see that it has been a very nice program, and it has really helped a lot of children. Unfortunately, the funding has sort of like reduced, and we are really very hopeful that this will happen, because we were even able to get out of our locations and move to the community, kind of what we call community-based rehabilitation, and go where these children are, because moving around with a child who has got a disability for parents is hard. You can imagine a parent who has got a child with a cerebral palsy and has got to board a public transport, and the child maybe is big. It's a real problem. So for us as APDK, we try when we have the funding is right. And there was a time it used to be great to do what we call community-based rehabilitation and go to where people are. And we wish that could actually continue, because there is quite the biggest population of persons with disability are out there. They are not within the town centers. So those are the things we do as a PDK. We also, maybe as you walk around, you'll find that we try to assist also caregivers who have got children with disabilities and are able to like produce curios for sale. For example, they're able to do weaving, they're able to do dressmaking, and we have a shop where they bring their goods, we sell for them, so that at least they have got something for the child that they are taking care of. Don't also forget there are also persons with disabilities who are able to do beadwork. They're able to, so we get those products, we keep them in our fair trade shop here in Nairobi or in Mombasa, and we sell it for them, and we give them the proceeds, and that keeps to on assisting them to help continue with their life. We do quite a lot, and I think my colleague in programs will actually speak a lot. I want to say APDK is not just based in Nairobi. APDK is countrywide. So we have got 10 regional hubs in the country, which kind of are able to reach most of the places in the country. We have Nairobi here is serving Nairobi and its environs, Kiambu, even all the way to Kajiado, sometimes even in Naivasha, Murang'a, and all that. Then we have got Machakos, which serves eastern part of the country and lower eastern. We have got Mombasa that deals with most of the coastal provinces or actually regions. We have got Nakuru, we have got Eldoret, we have got Kisumu, we have got Siaya, we have Busia, we have Kisii. I think I've mentioned most of them. Those are the branches that we have, and they serve in all those places. And they replicate whatever our services are the same. Those are the services that we offer: rehabilitation, we are in education, and we are in livelihoods for persons, and also advocacy and voicing out for issues that has to do with the disability. So I think that's what I would say about APDK, and very really pleased to be associated with Shine Like a Diamond. I mean, I just spoke with you, Priscilla, and you introduced me to Cameron and the daddy.